I finally played one of the most famous and beloved games, and in honor of finally finishing it, I'm going to be drawing my favorite character from said game. That is Aerith. So I finally played Final Fantasy VII Remake, specifically Part 1, for the first time. And yeah, I will buy and play Rebirth, which is the second game, when it goes on sale on the Switch, but it was just released on the Switch, so probably won't be anytime soon, but I still have the DLC to do anyway, so I'm not really in a super big rush to get started on it. But yeah, I did start on this game on the PS4 a few years ago, but I never finished it because I don't really use consoles. I'm pretty much entirely a Switch gamer, and then I guess otherwise I use my PC, but I don't really like consoles. I come from a big PlayStation family, so both my dad and my sister, they are the PlayStation users. So my sister is a big Final Fantasy fan. She's played a lot of all the different games. She's even played the original Final Fantasy VII, and she wanted me to play Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS4 because that used to be all that it was out on, and then I guess the PS5 when that came out. So I did start it, I just never finished it because I just don't really use consoles. So then when I finally bought my Switch 2 for my birthday back in March, and I saw that they had come out with this game on the Switch, I thought that this would finally be my chance to play it. And yeah, I bought it on sale, so I did get this game for quite cheap as well. But yeah, it runs great on the Switch. I'd argue it's probably one of the best games on the Switch 2 at the moment. I just think it looks and runs phenomenal. I do really like Square Enix games. Like, I'm familiar with Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, and what else do they do? I think they do the Octopath Traveler games, and I've played Dragon Quest Builders 2 and just a bunch of different games from Square Enix. The first Final Fantasy game that I ever played was actually 15, and I played that. I think that was PS4. Yeah, I loved that game. I do think it's a phenomenal game. Of course, I don't have any experience with other Final Fantasy games except that one, and now this one are the only ones that I have played. So yeah, I have, I think, between 30 and 35 hours of Final Fantasy VII Remake on my Switch. I still have the DLC left, so I will come back to do that at some point. And then yeah, whenever Rebirth goes on sale for the Switch, I will definitely be getting that. And then Part 3 was also just announced, like, just a few weeks back. And yeah, for those of you unfamiliar, I believe Final Fantasy VII will be split up into 4 different games, so we are halfway there now. And this is a remake of a quite old game. I think it came out in the 1990s sometime. And yeah, it's just one of the most beloved Final Fantasy games out there. I think 7 might be the most famous. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So a lot of people have been waiting for the remakes. I haven't played the original. I don't really know all that much about Final Fantasy VII in general. I don't think I've really had anything spoiled for me. I know of a few things that happen, or I don't specifically know, but I think I know some things that happen. But I'll try to keep this spoiler free in case there's other people here like me who are unfamiliar with the source material and are playing through this story for the first time ever. Let's just try to keep this a little spoiler free. And just in case no one here has even played the first game. Like, I'm not going to be spoiling anything. But yeah, as I mentioned, Aerith is my favorite character. I loved her long before I ever even touched this game, because I've always seen clips of her, and genuinely, every time she's on screen, she's just such a joy to be, I was gonna say be around, but like, to have around, I guess, in the game. I love her relationship with Cloud, I love her relationship with Tifa, like, all her voice lines are so, like, I don't know, she's just such a precious character. Since I finally finished the game, I thought I would draw her. I did love the game. I didn't love the very end of the game, though, because I'm not a big boss fight person. This is why I never finished any of the Kingdom Hearts games as well. I always end up giving up at some point and watching the end cutscenes on YouTube, because I really despise fight scenes. It is not just that they're difficult, it's that they're long and annoying. I don't enjoy them. If I die, I don't really want to redo it. I hate it, and then I don't know. I am more of a cozy gamer, so like, I don't mind combat. It's just boss fights I really don't like, and that goes for all games. I hate boss fights; they're the worst. But they're specifically bad in like Square Enix games like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, because you'll get like so many of them in a row. So you defeat one boss, then you go straight into a different boss fight, And then since I already don't like boss fights when it's like 5 in a row, then it's like, oh, can it end soon? You know? I don't like that. So the very end was a little hard for me to get through. I did get my boyfriend to play through a lot of those last fight scenes for me because I was so done with it. But yeah, other than that, I do love the game. And I knew that was coming because I know that Square Enix does that. It didn't ruin the game for me or anything. It was just kind of a drag to get through at the very end. Yeah, it was a good game though. The style I'm using in this video is a little bit different from my usual style. I actually don't think I've ever really drawn like this before. My usual style is quite rendered, and I'd consider it a cross between anime and semi-realism. Like, I think there's a lot of inspiration from anime, but I have a lot of semi-realistic shading, and like I said, in-depth rendering and stuff. I don't do line art or simple shading or anything, but that's what I've done for this video. There's no line art, and there is just very simple shading. And I thought that this simple style would be faster. I unfortunately was wrong. It still took 7 hours somehow. I don't know how it took 7 hours, but it did. Though I think it's the sketch that took a long time. The sketches take so long for me for some reason. So the coloring itself probably didn't take that long, but it racks up to 7 hours regardless because I spent so long sketching. But yeah, I think it's cute. It's a nice change from what I normally draw, I guess. So I was thinking of maybe doing Tifa in this same style as well. I think that'd be cute. Maybe even do Cloud and Zack as well. But yeah, so I imagined either Cloud or Tifa taking a picture of Aerith while she's gathering her little iconic yellow flowers. So I do make like a quick little like funny drawing about that at the end that you'll see. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about the drawing, to be honest. It's just very different from what I normally do because I wanted it to be simple and not overly rendered or anything. I wanted to focus more on the silhouette and the shapes and stuff like that rather than fancy shading. Like I said, I bought my Switch 2 for my birthday back in March, and I absolutely love it. So I got it to play Pocopia. I played a lot of Pocopia. I'm taking a little bit of a break now. I'm going in to do my dailies, especially now that there's an event going on. I am planning on coming back to it once the update and the DLC comes out in August, then I will pick it back up then. I've been taking a little bit of a break other than, my dailies. Like I said, I was playing Final Fantasy 7, and then once I finished that, I jumped straight into Disney Dreamlight Valley for the very first time, and that is what I'm currently playing now. So I don't know how I've been a cozy game root for all these years and never picked up Disney Dreamlight Valley, but it went on sale, so I decided, this was the best time to get it, because I've been waiting for it to go on sale. And because I then had the Switch 2, I had heard that it didn't run very well on the Switch 1, so it wasn't really worth it, and I only really play on the Switch. So once I had a Switch 2, and then the game went on sale, I was like, well, what am I waiting for now? So I did buy it. That's pretty much all I've been playing for a few weeks now. I want to say maybe 2 or 3? Maybe 3. I don't know. It's been a little while now. I think I've hit 65 hours, but I'm also recording this nearly a week in advance, or before this video comes out, so the number will be higher by the time this video comes out. It was like a breath of fresh air after finishing all those boss fights in Final Fantasy, and then I get to sit there and I can just pet squirrels and go fishing, don't want to do boss fights. So yeah, it's been loads of Disney Dreamlight Valley. I am planning on going back to Pocopia. And other than that, I've been playing Far Far West Early Access on PC with my boyfriend. That's the game that we're working on at the moment. That and a different game called Plate Up. That's what I've been playing lately. There's been so much good gaming news in this past month because all these different gaming events have been going on. Final Fantasy 7 Part 3 has been announced, which is exciting. Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced, which is, insane news because that's one of the main things that people have been waiting for. Persona 6, that one caught me off guard, and I'm very excited for that, even though that probably is a while until. And Persona 4 Remake, I was also very happy to hear about that, because I'm actually not done with Persona 5 Royal yet, but I am 100 hours into it, and I will finally finish it this year, but I do love it. That is one of my favorite games of all time. I do want to get the Persona 3 Remake whenever that goes on sale. I will play that. And then I know that a lot of people think that Persona 4 is the best one, so I wanted to play that, but I've always just been hoping that one will be remade as well, since Persona 3 was remade. I'm so glad to hear that it's being remade. So now I'm gonna play the remake version. So I'm so excited for that. And we also got the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake coming as well. which I also think is exciting because I know that that's one of the most loved Zelda games out there, but I didn't grow up with Zelda, so I haven't played any of these other games. My first introduction to Zelda was Breath of the Wild. So yeah, I am excited to finally get into it, I guess. And yeah, I thought that the Pocopia DLC was great news. This, I feel like it's healing my heart from Animal Crossing, because I do think it's a shame that they released Animal Crossing and then they kind of just forgot about it. Like, yes, I think we got 2 updates, but one was like, God, was it like 2 or 3 years after it released, and then the other one was like 5 years later. Like too much too late. What are we gonna do with that now? So it is refreshing to hear that they're already planning on continuing with Pocopia and not just releasing it and then forgetting about it. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And then there's also the new Fire Emblem game, though I don't think that was revealed. We just got more gameplay or more info about it. Because I think we have known about that for a little while. But yeah, the new Fire Emblem game does also look really good, which is good because we haven't really had a good one since Three Houses. And Three Houses is definitely one of my favorite Switch games ever. So I am excited for this new one. So yeah, that's some of the big gaming news that I'm really excited for. So let me know what you guys are most excited for. I think it's hard for me to pick, but it might be all the Persona news, and maybe Pocopia in second place, maybe Fire Emblem in third. But that's because these 3 are my personal favorites here. I am also glad that Kingdom Hearts is finally coming out properly for the Switch, not the stupid cloud version. So if it runs fine, which I'm assuming it will, then I will get Kingdom Hearts 3 for the Switch, because I actually haven't played it yet. I've played 1 and 2, and I didn't want to play all those other games in between. Like I said, I don't play console, so I didn't really want to do that. So I was working on watching all the cutscenes on YouTube for all these other games, and I can't remember how far I came or how much I have left, but I do have some more to get into, and I'll probably have to watch some recaps and explanation videos because Kingdom Hearts is confusing. But yeah, I will get 3 for the Switch when that releases, and then I'll play the 4th one. So to some other news, I did go back to the UK end of May, I think, and I had my degree show, my graduation. I am now done completely with my degree because I've been studying illustration at university. I'm now done with that, and I'm now back home in Norway for the summer. So I didn't post anything for a few weeks. I was busy with all the uni stuff and travel and all that, and I was gonna start back up last week, but then my dog suddenly got really sick and she needed an emergency surgery, so that kind of interrupted my plans a little bit. But it's whatever. I am ready now to get back on a schedule and start creating art and posting again. So yeah, my dog is all good. She had an infection in her uterus, because for the most part you can't really get your dogs spayed in Norway unless there is a medical reason for it, but her uterus did get infected, so she had to get spayed, and she now has the stitches in, though they'll be coming out probably, I think, the day after this video comes out. So she is nearly done with the recovery, so she's all good and healthy now for the most part. Now it's time to start locking in with art, as I'll be hopefully doing it full time, so I need to start making money off of it because I'm currently not. I do want to make a video about my uni experience, so I do think that might be the next video, and if not, it'll be one of the upcoming ones. I might have to spend a little bit longer on it because I want it to be properly made. And yeah, I am also craving to draw traditionally again. I both want to kind of want to paint, either use wash or acrylics or something, and I also want to use my Copic markers. So I just want to do something on paper again, because I think my last 3 or 4 illustrations have all been digital, so I want to get away from the iPad a little bit. And I've also been considering redrawing one of my earliest drawings, and I would be using my Copics for that, so maybe that will be one of the upcoming videos. So that's some of my plans coming up. Let me know what you would be most interested in. Otherwise, leave a comment. Are you Team Aerith or Team Tifa? I don't really like to pit them against each other because I love them both for different reasons. I do love Aerith though. And yeah, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game? Maybe you should give me some recommendations, I guess. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.